And welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about some of the key pieces for the transitional seasons, whether that's spring or whether that's autumn for you. And I wanted to break down all of these key items into two categories, areas that I would splurge on and areas I would save on. As a general rule, I do always talk about natural fibers and finding luxurious fabrics that will last you for longer and also just be more comfortable as you're wearing them. But I don't think that you always need to splurge on these items, and today I'm basically breaking it down into different categories and where I would recommend splurging versus saving. Today's video is sponsored by ShopTagger, and if you guys don't know, ShopTagger is a 100% free Chrome extension and app that basically tells you when there's a sale or coupon code that you can use. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but the first item that I would definitely recommend is the luxurious coat. I think there is such a huge difference between a high quality and low quality coat. The most luxurious coat that I own in my collection is definitely this one from the Curated, and this is made from 70% wool and 30% cashmere, and it is just delightful to wear. The material of this coat is very lovely, but the shape and the cut of it is also very flattering. I've seen this coat on so many lovely ladies online, and on everyone, I just feel like this coat has suited their body shape. I have had similar composition coats in the past, and I do know that they just look amazing year after year, and they really just don't age very much. If the coat from the Curated is just a little bit outside of your budget, I do think that you can find high quality pieces at a slightly lower price point as well, if you know what you're looking for. So this is another coat from Mango, and I purchased this over 2 years ago when I was in Mango in Venice. Not all of their coats are nice, I really want to stress that. I've seen a lot of coats that are quite poor quality, but they do a wool handmade line, and I always find those coats are quite lovely, especially if you can get them on sale. One great way to purchase high quality pieces in your wardrobe is to wait for a sale. And this is where ShopTagger comes in, because I was recently on the Mango website and I saw a really good coat dupe for this one that I have, and since then I was notified that it has gone on sale for 50% off. So my two favorite things about ShopTagger is that it gives you some time to think about the purchase from the time you pin it to the time it goes on sale, which is usually a few weeks or months apart. And secondly, if you do decide to go ahead with it, you're obviously able to catch it on a discount. I'm going to quickly show you now on my laptop how ShopTagger works. First up, on your computer, download the browser button, and you can visit any of your favorite stores and save items in your size. So when this item goes on sale, comes back into stock, or has a relevant coupon, you'll get a notification for it. You can also organize the items you save into different lists. And one great thing about using ShopTagger is that you are able to shop the sales in a more mindful way. And instead of browsing mindlessly during the sales and making impulse purchases, which I am guilty of, when you're notified, you're actually saving on the item that's been on your wish list for some time. Another clever desktop feature, and this one is actually my favorite, is that during checkout, ShopTagger can actually scan for relevant coupon codes, so be sure to have the Chrome extension installed. One of the new features they've also launched is the cashback feature. So you can earn cash via PayPal when you shop from selected retail partners. I would love for you guys to go check out the ShopTagger tool, and I'll have it linked in the first line of the description box below. It is 100% free and a great way to be able to get those high quality pieces at a slightly more gentle price point. Moving back to the coats, whether you want something quite premium like the Curated's wool and cashmere blend coat, or whether you want to just invest in a wool blend coat from Mango, I think that putting aside a little bit more of your budget towards a wool coat will definitely be worth it, because a good one can last you many, many years. And just to get the expectations right as well, the Mango coat definitely is nowhere near as soft or high quality as the Curated coat. They're worlds apart, but this is also one of the better ones that I've found at the price point, which is why I do recommend it. Next up is something that I think you can save on, and it is a trench coat. I feel like this might be a little bit controversial because trench coats are so incredibly classic. and you can just wear them forever because they'll never really go out of style. But I think that if you don't really have the money to splurge on both a wool coat as well as a trench coat, definitely splurge on the wool and save on the trench coat. Because I've seen a lot of trench coats at slightly lower price points that feel very durable and well constructed. My one here is from Andover Stories, and it's probably one of my favorite trench coats I've come across. It has a really nice voluminous shape to it, and it's a little bit of a different take on the classic trench. But at the same time, it is still very, very classic. This one is made from 100% cotton, and it's a fit that I really like and I think is really flattering. So I think one of the biggest things with a trench coat is looking for a fit that suits you or that works well with your style, and it will just look amazing on. There are actually so many beautiful high-end trench coats out there as well. And I feel like if you had the money, it would make sense because it's such a classic item. But because most people are obviously, working with a realistic budget, I think it's better to save your money on the trench coat and splurge on the wool coat, because you can tell the difference between a high and low quality wool coat a lot more than you can tell the difference between a high and low quality trench coat. In my next splurge category, I wanted to talk about knitwear and also a couple of clothing care pieces to enhance the life of your knitwear and your other clothing. The reason why I would definitely recommend splurging on knitwear is that there is a huge difference in the lifespan of a high quality knitwear versus a low quality one. That's why I do recommend splurging a little bit on some classic knit options. Especially with like a grey knit, a black knit, you really only need one. They just are simple and you don't really need too many variations of them if you choose well the first time. My first option is a cashmere knit from Everlane from many years ago. I feel like a cashmere knit is definitely the most premium knit option that you can go with, and you can feel it in the quality. It's very soft, very plushy. I actually look forward to wearing this every time because it is so comfortable on. Another very classic knit option is the Sezane Gaspard, and this is a very popular and well-loved knit from Sezane. I've always found these to be a really soft and comfortable material to wear, super plushy and very classic. It's just got the pearly buttons at the front. Other than that, it's got no real ornamentation. With these more classic options, I feel like once you buy it once, you really don't have to repurchase them because they all look the same. I've also got a few clothing care pieces that I really want to share with you. So first up, there are these cedar blocks that you can basically put at the top of hangers, and it just prevents moths from attacking your sweaters. And combined with that for knitwear, I also have this wool and cashmere spray. This one has a bit of a cedar scent in it, and it basically freshens, deodorizes, and prevent moths. This is a non-toxic formula, and this is really great because I don't wash my knits that often, but sometimes I want to refresh them before putting it back into my wardrobe, and a quick spray of this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is from the brand The Laundress, and I have been very happy with this product. I also have this stain solution from The Laundress, and I've obviously got a few stain solutions around, but I wanted to try this because it's non-toxic and it gets rid of old and new stains. Since getting it, I've tried it on a few old stains and it's actually worked really well. I haven't really had a chance to compare it side by side to what I'm using, so that will be coming in an upcoming video. But so far, I feel like this is really effective and I like that it's non-toxic. I will have another play around to see if it's really worth the price point. I do think that putting a little bit of money aside for clothing care products that are meant to enhance your clothing and the life of it is 100% worth the money. The next item that I definitely think you don't need to splurge on is white denim. Denim in general, I think you can save on. As much as I love my pair of jeans from Acne Studios, there are so many alternative options on the high street that I think are very comparable if you look around for the right pair for you. And the reason I don't recommend white jeans especially is because they get dirty and they go through the wash all the time. And obviously being washed as much as they do, they don't last as long and it kind of just degrades the fabric. In terms of white denim, the only thing to look out for, I think, in the high street is that they're not sheer. And this one from Andover Stories is very opaque, and if they're opaque, I really don't see any other reason why you might need to invest in them. There are also so many fits available on the high street, so I think if you're looking to save on an area of your wardrobe, white denim is definitely a good area to save on. This pair is from Andover Stories. I mentioned them in my last video. These are the Keeper Cut crop jeans. Got mine in the waist 25, I think true to size. I really like these. I did try on some high-end alternatives and I just didn't see a big enough difference to warrant the price difference, so ended up with these and I am very happy with them. I think cost per wear is a big factor when it comes to deciding what to spend versus save on. And in today's video, because I'm really only focusing on basics, arguably all of these pieces have pretty low cost per wear. But that being said, I do want to say that I would recommend splurging on something that you personally think is a bit of a signature to your style and that you wear a lot of. And for me, that is the white blouse. This one I'm wearing is from a Marge sale and I absolutely love the style of it. You'll definitely find ones at End of a Stories, Mango, whatnot, but I just had my heart set on this one and I really enjoyed the style. Even though there are affordable alternatives out there that could probably do the trick, I wanted to find one that I just loved everything about, and I'm really happy with this Marge option that I have. This blouse is also 50% off right now, so I did get it at a slightly lower price point than the original price. And on the flip side, I also have this floral blouse from Sezane, and I do think that with loud prints, sometimes it is worth saving a bit and opting for something that isn't going to be too expensive. Other than Sezane prints, which are a bit of a weakness for me, I don't tend to get too many expensive printed blouses because the truth is simply, I don't wear it as much as a simple white blouse. I usually find with these printed pieces, I can only style it in a set number of ways. Because there is a bit of a limitation in what I can wear it with and how many times I can style it, I do try and not spend too much money here. This is something I've recently decided to do, so unless I love a print and unless it's one of those Sezane prints that just gets to me, I definitely don't want to splurge too much when it comes to the louder prints. Moving on to another category that I think is worth splurging on, and that is tailoring. So anything from blazers to trousers, tailored trousers, I think is worth spending a little bit more on and finding, firstly, really good fabrics that drape and wear nicely, and secondly, just having really good fits. I've got a few items to share with you, and I'm going to start with this blazer. This is my Sandra blazer. It's a checkered blazer. I got the sleeves shortened so it'll be perfect on me, but everything about this blazer I think is just really beautiful, from the fit of it to the fabric and quality. I've had more affordable blazers and I just don't think they fit as well, and I also think that the fabric just looks really different, and you can see that as well as feel it when you're wearing it. I've also got this Sezane Christie blazer, which I think is really beautiful as well. And this kind of brings me to my next splurge item, so I'm going to include it as one, which is Alterations. And I feel like if you're very handy, you can do it yourself, that is perfect, that would be the best scenario. But if you can't, it is absolutely worth it to find a tailor who you trust, you can make those little adjustments that will make clothing fit so much better. This pair of trousers is from Arket and I really like the fit of these. There is a little bit of a seam that goes down the front of the leg. It has actually been sewn, it's not just like pressed. There is literally a seam. And I just think that it's really, really flattering and very, very chic. I've been looking for a pair of trousers like this for a long time. I just brought it to tailor to get it to the perfect length and it has made all the difference. I feel like getting pant leg and sleeve shortened is tailoring at the most basic level, but you can also do really cool things. I had a dress that didn't fit me perfectly along the waist and just bringing it in made a huge difference, and there's a lot of things that you can do to make your existing clothes fit better, and I think that sometimes it's at a really reasonable price point and just transforms the clothing into something that is really suited to your body shape. So I kind of combined two categories I was going to talk about, tailoring in terms of like suiting really, and also just physically getting things altered, I think is really worth it. I think with t-shirts you can pretty much always save a little bit on them, especially because my favorite ones are the Uniqlo U t-shirts. These are about $10 if you can catch them on sale, $15 otherwise in Australia. And I think that they're a really thick, lovely quality cotton. I've had this for quite some time, no signs of wear, and I just feel like these last forever because they're a slightly thicker cotton compared to the really thin options. I feel like the only places where I think it would be worth it to splurge on a white t-shirt is if you're purchasing from an ethical brand. Otherwise, I think if it's organic cotton and you know it's a little bit more sustainable in the production of the t-shirt, then it'll be worth it. If it's not because of those reasons, I feel like you really can't tell between an expensive and cheap t-shirt, and in terms of longevity, because these go in the wash a lot, I also think that it's not going to be worth it in the long run. With shoes, I've definitely learned the hard way in the past, and I would go through boots literally every 6 months or so. So basically every autumn winter time I would go through a pair of boots. At the end of the season they were pretty much not wearable, and ever since I could basically afford shoes that are a little bit more, I've done so, and I have never worn through a shoe in the season. They've always lasted me years and years. It is an investment that I think really pays off, because instead of buying 4 pairs of shoes over 4 years, you're just getting that one pair that will last you much longer than 4 years actually. I would say most of my shoes are slightly more splurgy purchases. A good example is this pair of Isabel Marant Dicker boots. These are a suede shoe, and if it was my first pair of boots, I wouldn't pick suede, I would just pick a regular leather. But these are a suede boot and I'm so excited to wear it this season. These just feel lovely in quality, they're really comfortable on, which I think is key to how much I'll wear a boot, and I feel like these are a shoe that I will make last for a very long time. I have a pair of Iron William boots I frequently talk about, and I've had them for 4 or 5 years and looking brand new. I feel like most shoes are worth splurging on, but especially for boots, I feel like they just last for a very long time if you find a good pair. The only shoe option that I think you can save a little bit on are the canvas sneakers. And I just think that canvas sneakers get dirty, and yes, you can clean them, but I feel like there's a limit to how much you can clean them. With my old pair, I wore them on a particularly muddy day. It has been almost impossible to clean off the stains. I've tried quite a few options, so I tried just soap water and a brush, I tried hydrogen peroxide, I tried like something with baking soda. I put them through the wash with a stain solution, and no matter what I tried, they always come out quite muddy looking, so I just decided to keep those for walking shoes and have a new pair when I just want to wear them out and about. I would definitely not recommend splurging on canvas sneakers. There are so many options at affordable price points. My favorite pair of sneakers would be these Muji ones. I like how minimal these are, so the aesthetic I really enjoy, but they're also one of my more comfortable sneaker options I've tried. The sole is actually quite cushiony, which I didn't expect from Muji, to be honest. But they're really comfortable and I really just can't fault these. Canvas sneakers will always get dirty and they're not as easy to clean as like a leather sneaker, but I think they're a really great spring or summer shoe when you want something a little bit more breathable. That pretty much sums up the transitional basics I would recommend splurging on versus saving. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you to ShopTagger for sponsoring this video. If you guys are interested in the ShopTagger tool, I would love for you to check it out, and it will be linked at the top of the description box below. Thank you again, and I will see you soon. Bye.